semifinal, the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. All week there have been activities outside and inside. Basketball the focus, and what a showdown we have. Number 19 LSU, number 14 Florida State. Both teams unbeaten, both teams athletic, both teams are physical, both teams like to get up and down, so we are really looking forward to this one. Dallin Cuff here, Carl Ravitch, Dick Vitale is off somewhere in the parks playing with Mickey Mouse. This is like the Oklahoma State first game. They want to get up and get going. Villanova wouldn't allow them to do that. They're in the final already. Which one of these teams is able to out-athlete the other? Will that decide this?
It will, and who has the most experience. Right now we know that, who plays to their experience. Florida State, you heard him just talking about in the studio, this team went to Elite Eight, and they are the same in terms of their athleticism and the physicality they're going to bring to this game, both these teams. But Florida State has a ton of experience. Will Wade just told us about his LSU team. I don't know what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround, a lot of freshmen. He doesn't know what he's going to get. We're going to find out right now.
We have the Aaron Judge, Jose Altuve matchup in this game. You know, giant and little guy.
Tremont Waters, man, 5'11", listed 5'11", $175, fantastic point guard. Chris Kumaji, 7'4", 268. We'll start with Waters, and this is the unique part of our game. Your size doesn't determine how much you can impact a game. Last night, 11 assists. He's going to be critical to get guys the ball on time and on target in this game, but we'll see how he battles against big physical guards. Will Wade was honest with us, and you saw it. We saw it last year. He struggled at times in the SEC when he had big physical guards defending him. He's going to have that today. On the other side for Kumaji, a guy that can impact the game on both ends. Of course, he's always available for a lob. He's going to make things difficult in the interior, defending and rebounding other side of the ball. But how he's going to defend Naz Reid is going to be critical, because Reid can knock down threes, and if he does that consistently, Kumaji's got to come away from the hoop. But I'm not sure he can play in this game if he's got to guard Reid, and Reid's knocking down shots.
Emmett Williams will try to jump up against him and not really jump up against him. So Florida State, I imagine Florida State wins 95% of their tips this season.
95 might be low.
It could be over, you're right. It could be higher than that. LSU said they likely play a little bit of zone today, too. We'll see if that happens. Here's Terrence Mann on the baseline, throws it up for Kumaji, and he can't get it to go. Offensive rebound to Florida State.
Early part, that's going to be a critical piece of this game. Both these teams hit the offensive glass. You have to clean it up and be one and done against high-level competition.
Terrence Mann, open jumper. No good, and 0 for 2 to start for FSU. Run through Waters, but they have 2 or 3 guys that can really handle the ball. Mays is like a point guard. He can handle that ball for him.
Yeah, these guys are actually all, you call them the scoring guards, ball guards, combo guards, whatever term you want to use. All 3 of these guys can create for themselves and their teammates, and they look to do that.
This guy, too, Javonte Smart. They got a handful of freshmen on the floor. How about that long bomb that drops? And a good start for Tremont Waters.
I feel like the crowd behind me has not seen Tremont before, because they were surprised when that went in. A lot of ooh. He can do that off the 28 feet.
Forrest first shot, hits the back of the rim. Waters push, three-pointer. Kumaji almost got it on the rim. Thankfully for him, he missed it. Man in the lane, and he will miss the easy layup.
Fortunate. Transition defense, of course, going to be critical in this game. Nobody stopped the ball. LSU, young guys in this type of environment, you've got to communicate getting back, and first and foremost, stop the ball.
FSU is 0 for 5. Naz Reid trying to establish himself down low. He wears 0. Here's Williams, sneaks under Kumaji, gets it to his teammate Reid, and he has it go off his foot.
That's the type of impact Kumaji has.
No doubt.
I mean, that really should have been a basket, and most times you might be able to a chance of a foul, but Williams just had to bail out. He knew he wasn't going to get into his body, and he was just stuck in the air. And Kumaji backing off the ball screen, that really wasn't even his help. You saw Mann rotate over there, too, because Mann is one of the best defenders, one of the best two-way players we have in college hoops.
How about how much thicker Kumaji has gotten over the last couple of years? I mean, he was like a baby giraffe when he started.
He really was. He gained 60 pounds almost.
MJ Walker's 3 ties the game up here early.
Walker really making strides from year 1 to year 2 and came in with a lot of expectations. McDonald's All-American type guy, but starting to really understand the college game and play within the system.
Look at Naz Reid throwing up there. Probably not the shot Will Wade wanted. And now Florida State pushes. In and out, Kumaji with no one who can come up to the size that he does. He's going to go to the free throw line. That's going to be a story today. Going to be a story all season for Chris Kumaji. His ability to hit free throws. He's only taken 2 for Leonard Hamilton this season. 17 years as the Florida State head coach. Of course, at Miami before that. Oklahoma State. Leonard Hamilton, I think you said it, like he's like the cocoon guy. He gets into the swimming pool and gets younger.
He's Benjamin Button. He's going the other way. If I want to look like him when I'm 45, and never less 70. Unbelievable.
He likes this team. He knows they're up against a team, and there's not going to be many that are as physical, that are as athletic, that have as many different options to score as this LSU team. And that includes, look, he plays in the ACC.
Yeah, he was very complimentary. And usually, as everybody is always worried about their physicality and their athleticism being the Seminoles, but this is his worry today. That's abnormal for him for sure.
Florida State, little press here. And token, they go back into their man-to-man. Now a 2-3 zone.
You see the veteran team, they're pointing, talking, who's got next pass, and complete communication. As I say that, Terrence Mann a step late in that communication, and Mays buries a triple.
That's Skylar Mays, the 6'4 junior out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, shooting 35% from 3. He had good position down low. They didn't get it to him. Now a high screen. He got lost, and there's the alley-oop. And we're going to have a foul before. As soon as Tremont Waters got stuck on that screen, it was an easy lob. Here's that last bucket for Skylar Mays.
And you see Terrence Mann, we were talking about him pointing and talking. That's great, but Mays is right to his right now. If you roll it, you've got to move. He's overhelping. He doesn't need to be in that gap right there. I felt like the primary defender, Walker, was able to probably wall him off and ride him out. You've got to know personnel, too, and Mays is shooting it really well coming into this tournament. He was 13 for 22. Last night, not great, though.
2 quick fouls. Emmett Williams, the guy I spoke with, Seth Greenberg, our coach earlier today, said he could be a big key in this game. He goes to the bench now. 2 early fouls. So Naz Reid joined by Cavell Bigby Williams up front. There's Waters getting into that area he loves. Inside, good layup.
Used his body so well. Beat the first defender, slid over and cut him off. He was really under complete control. Good finish.
A good SEC conference. Where will LSU end up?
SEC is loaded, man. I think they're the best conference in the country. ACC is right there and has an absolute gripe. There's no doubt about it, just in that statement. But it's going to be interesting, and they could be anywhere from the top to 6. You really don't know with this youth, especially going against some more experienced teams.
Man, that was a real good dish there as the shot clock was winding down to P.J. Savoy. Naz Reid takes it right at Kumaje, and he used his left hand. A couple of good layups inside from both Waters and Reid, and that one is off of Florida State. It'll be LSU ball. They're playing well here early. We are just underway. Not reliant on the three-point shot. Number 3 weaves his way to the bucket. One of 2 layups that give them a 4-point lead as we head to a timeout.
She's locked in.
She said, I'm holding out for the semifinal game between LSU and Florida State. I've been here all week, but I'm waiting for that one.
I like where her head's at.
Reid and Smart on the floor, a couple of freshmen for LSU. Waters, the 5'11 sophomore. Good ball fake, launches another 3, long on that one. And Mann had it off his fingers, but it's picked up by Savoy. You see how physical, Naz Reid is. He got called for a foul there. Check that, not on Naz Reid. They're going to call it on Waters.
Florida State has an issue turning the ball over. 16 turnovers a game, just shy of 17 turnovers a game. And you see LSU's getting a number of deflections, guys kind of dribbling a little bit of tough spots. And they've got to be smart. They've got to be sound with the ball in this game.
Trent Forrest had 6 turnovers, a little uncharacteristic for him against UAB. He had 5 in his first 3 games.
He's a guy that can impact the game in every stat and things that don't show up in the stats. It's shocking to see him have that many turnovers.
That was him there. The shot was blocked. We're going to get a foul on the floor. Good second effort by Forrest to go after it after the shot was blocked.
In live action, that looked like a bit of a tough call. Great block here by Reed. It's a tough one at Big Williams. Like he's got his hand on the ball. And honestly, Forrest is a little bit off balance when he lands.
Push on the right, on that left arm when he had his hand on the ball. Naz Reid goes to the bench, the freshman out of Asbury Park, New Jersey. They're used to being able to cut through those seams, and they're being met by some physical bodies. Bigby Williams there went straight up and got the block. Smart man got away with a travel. Shot short. Offensive rebound, LSU, and we'll keep it here.
Will Wade told us before the game he didn't know what he was going to get. I think he's been pretty pleased. I mean, defensively, his guys have been locked in. They've been helping in those gaps, contesting shots without fouling when they're getting towards the rim. And then offensively, they've been really slowing down in terms of running some things and being smart with the ball.
New Kabengele, number 25 into the game. He just picked up that foul. He's in there for Kumaji. He was the nephew of Dikembe Mutombo. His mom was Dikembe's sister. And he just got smoked.
Wait, when this is developing, I'm like, wait, this might be a perfect Mutombo reference coming to. Oh, no.
No finger wag except from Bigby Williams, who had the dunk. Good start for LSU. The reason that Will Wade said, I'm really not sure what we're going to get, was really the turnaround. He's got so many freshmen. They played late yesterday, and here they are back again in the next day. So far, so good. Good defense again.
Great defense again, and then really good offensive execution on the other side. 2-play-1, drop it off, throw it down. And to your point, I don't think folks understand how hard that quick turnaround is, because you're used to being able to you go through your scouting report, you prepare, you walk through different plays they're going to run, side out of bounds, baseline out of bounds. You go through everything. You really understand the tendencies, you understand personnel. When you have less than 24 hours, that can go away. And for a young team, when you haven't seen this level of competition yet, this could really hit you like a sledgehammer. It is not.
They got to a 2-3 zone. David Nichols, number 11, the senior, comes into the game. Oh, we're going to get an offensive foul on over the back on Taylor. That's his first. Marlon Taylor, the 6'5 junior out of Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon's produced a number of players, and that's a really tough call on Taylor. Right now, their fouls are 5-1. And why that's so important is Florida State shoots the free throw line really well. 76% this year. If you're putting them on the line, especially when they're struggling well offensively or not, your defense in the half court has been very good. That could change this game.
The pace of this game has not been exactly what I thought it would be. Not a lot of running and gunning. There's a little bit of it. And a good take and a good protection of the body using that left hand by Trent Forrest. Wow. Like pretty good defense, aggressive defense, and it looked like the contact was created by the LSU player, but instead David Nichols picks up his first.
And Bo Borowski's going to say that he kind of reached right before that. Put his arm in there, but I thought he got the arm out, and then the contact was created. So I do think if you're going to blow the whistle on that one, I have to go another way.
Oh, now that's a foul. And he calls a travel. Wow.
Will Wade is furious.
I don't blame him, man. He was right in front of him, and he bodied him, and his feet went out from under him because he was hit that way. I don't blame Will Wade on that one at all.
There isn't much there, but there's enough in the fact you got to let him land. He's under his body, not allowing Waters to land. That's a foul. Not sure that's a shot you want. Kabengele, 12-footer baseline fadeaway. You don't want that.
Waters too much dribbling. They got man out front if they can get it to him. They do. He'll go one-on-one. Contact. Oh, offensive foul. Called against Terrence Mann. How about the effort on defense from LSU? And Darrell Edwards
love Edwards getting back, but I'll tell you what, there were 3 of the purple jerseys coming back. You can see him in your shot. They're coming and harassing him, and Edwards is moving, and that is a block. Sorry, this has not been the strongest game started off by the guys in black and white.
Again, good defense. Scramble on the ball. That's going to lead to a missed layup.
It's a Florida State team that has shot the ball exceptionally well this season, just over 50%, and they're really struggling to make shots that they normally make.
Nichols went with the left. There's an alley-oop inside. We'll get a push. Florida State has taken 15 shots, and so far they've made 3. Best part of the game so far has been the hustle. Other than that, it has not been a work of art, but there's been a lot of good hustle like that play. It's best to end it right there. Will Wade, in his second year after spending 2 years at VCU, has got a terrific freshman class led by Naz Reid, the number 12 ranked recruit. Williams, Javonte Smart, and Darius Days, who they really think is a terrific offensive player. And they have produced, no doubt about it. All 4 of these guys have made significant contributions to go along with Tremont Waters. And they're going to have to ride the freshmen, and that's why there was some concern about a back-to-back day. But so far, so good. The freshmen have accounted for 208 points, which is roughly, it is over half, over 50%, 45% scoring in a quarter against Charleston.
See, a good teammate would have bailed you out there, but I can hardly add. So I was not putting my percentage guess out there.
I was right around the 50, and I've been told in my ear from Greg Pike it's more, our producer, than 50. So any mathematical errors, now blame on him.
So the recruiting is the lifeblood of any program. In the second year, Will Wade to go out and get that kind of class really turned a lot of heads, and now we're going to see what they can do in terms of putting it together on the court. It's been a good start for this group out the first 8 minutes against another ranked opponent. An experienced ranked opponent, I should say, too.
Tobin Gately's bucket made it a 2-point ball game. He's there for the rebound, and he's going to get fouled from behind. Not too long ago, it was a 5-1 advantage as far as fouls go, and now it's getting a little closer, 7-3. Oh, that foul on Marlon Taylor.
Cabagnale knew right away. As soon as he got fouled, he pointed to the free throw line and started jogging down. He's a 70% shooter. You want to see that in guys going to the line. He's pumped about this opportunity. He worked hard to get the defensive position. Now he's rewarded with a chance to score.
Florida State in the bonus, so they'll be shooting a lot of free throws here in the first half the rest of the way.
This is something for LSU, too, as a young team. When you see how the whistle's going and you see how the game's being called and you're already put your opponent in the bonus at 11:25, you have to adjust. You have to be smarter. Maybe you don't go for that rebound. Maybe you don't make that, not the extra effort play. You got to be smart in how you do things. Also, Will Wade talked about going some zone. They throw some zone at them a little bit just to protect some guys. Maybe make them force a few more jumpers.
Last 2 minutes, 6-0 run. That's why we're tied. Edwards to the rack. Kicks it back out. Skylar Mays, who has 1-3, loses the ball. A foul called here. Quick whistles from the officials. That's on Kabangali. Picks up number 2. Both Leonard Hamilton and Will Wade, when you have these physical athletic teams, you like as a coach to let them get out there and play a little bit.
Yeah, this is you hope we're going to see a game that's allowed to go up and down. Now the players haven't been; they're complicit in some of it as well. But
sure,
the whistle has been a little bit more frequent in times than I know we like. Oh boy,
that's a bad pass, and that's going to be a backcourt violation. As Reed looks at Days, who looks at Reed and wonders what just happened there. Well, Wade's face kind of summed it up.
It really did. Like, you already got 5 turnovers for LSU. Now, like we said, they played well, but you can't go through lulls where you're giving Florida State extra opportunity.
Lob play to Kumaje. He gathers it, hands it to Mann. He's been in that lane for about 5 seconds, and they just call it.
Yeah, it was wild.
He picked it up. He passed it, then he stood there.
I thought he realized he started to move out, and he said, you know what, I'm going to hang for one more second. I've been here for a while. Maybe I got a little more leeway than I thought.
With feet that size, you figure all it takes is a slight backstep, and you'd be out of the lane.
See if Florida State pressures the ball now more with Skylar Mays handling. He's capable, but I think they're a little more worried about Waters breaking him down.
Nas Reed, good shooter, and the big fella knocks down a 3. He was wide open.
Created by Edwards. Good advance pass. Mays got it up there, and Edwards able to draw defender, kick it out for the wide open triple.
Well, Wade before the game said, we're going to need Waters to shoot really well. We're going to need Mays to shoot really well. Nas Reed has to shoot really well.
I'm pretty sure. I wish I was ticking boxes. I think he went through about 8 different players individually. Nice job drive, forcing Trent Forrest to come and help. Buries the 3. And we're making a joke, but it is true. Like it's a simple game. You got to put the ball in the basket. Now this team shot it really well from 2, but they haven't for 3 so far this year until now.
We'll take a timeout. 3-point LSU lead. Later, we invite you to kick back another plate of leftovers. There's plenty of leftovers. This one, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and a Big 12 battle, Morgantown. It's going to be Kyler Murray, number 6, Oklahoma. Will Greer, number 13, West Virginia, the 2 quarterbacks. You can always watch it live on the ESPN app from anywhere. ESPN College Football Primetime. It's presented by the Outback Steakhouse. West Virginia was the champion here last year at the Advocare Invitational. A little bumpy start for Bob Huggins' team this season.
Buffalo, baby. They're legit. That team's got a bunch of older guys who can make plays.
Forrest, 3 at the buzzer, no good. Mann picks up the offensive rebound, so they'll get a fresh 30 as we're midway through the first half. Really good defense, LSU. One thing Florida State likes to do is cut fine seams, and they're not able to do any of that so far tonight.
And that second possession, too, they never got it to the second or third side. The ball really stayed stationary there. They've got to continue, to your point. They got to cut and move and find some opportunities off the bounce and make 2 play 1.
Nas Reed fires up a 3 that doesn't go.
But that's the shot, too, that Will Wade was saying he's got to make, so Kumaji then becomes obsolete because Kumaji's not going to come out to the 3-point line and guard him.
Good pass. That was a good pass as he slipped by Kumaji and nobody went with him. A good look to set him up from NJ Walker.
He really displayed his hands right there.
Yeah,
a lot of big guys to get that bullet pass from 5 feet and catch it at your chest. You're used to catching the lob, but he was able to catch and adjust.
MJ gets called for the foul there.
Take a look, the screen, the roll, Reed comes over. There should be weak side help. It's nowhere to be found. He wanted a lob, but it came low. But again, you're seeing a young team on that weak side. Nobody moved over. That lane was wide open. You can't have that happen.
A lob would have worked too.
Lob would have worked, yes. But Walker gets the assist nonetheless.
Skylar Mays has only taken one shot so far. Here he is with the ball again. This time he drives. Hop step. Oh, what a play by Skylar Mays. Takes it into the tree, and he's avoiding the Kumaje block.
Tremendous finish, using the rim to protect the ball. Good jump stop. But the other way, though, you've got to sprint back and communicate. There's nobody matched up. Yeah, wide open.
MJ Walker buries a three. 17 all.
Reed wanted that. Thought he has the mismatch with Kumaji coming out to guard him.
Right at him again. They're going to get a foul on Kumaji. How about Skylar Mays and his aggressive take?
We saw the highlight dunk he had against Memphis.
Yes.
Number 3 play of the day in Sports Center. Should have been number 1. But this is impressive fundamentals and execution. That pro hop in the lane, get his body across Kumaji, then use the rim as a protector and flip it up on the other side.
Kumaji picks up just his first. Take a look at a little hoop scoop on Skylar Mays. Pre-med kinesiology with the GPA much like Dallin Cuffs.
I wish I had that GPA.
No?
No, definitely not in college. High school, even shy of that in high school.
How'd you get into the school you got into?
I could make a few jump shots, and my board scores were good. He's a better player than me. If I was a good player than him, maybe I would have maybe played LSU.
The board scores.
Is that even a term used anymore?
Oh, it is. No, it is definitely. I promise, it is a term used. Schools that profess to be non-test takers, test optional. Guess what? They're not test optional.
That's not real.
No, it's not real. Boards and scores count. Certainly in basketball, boards count.
For sure.
And so do scores. There's another one. Good take, and he's having a good game right now, MJ Walker.
He really is. He's playing confident, playing within himself.
This is more what you'd expect. Clark comes right back down and puts 2 in for LSU.
Those are the kind of possessions that drive coaches nuts. You go end to end and you do not stop the ball.
Block. Count the basket.
Saying in the restricted arc, Brent Hampton was on it with the call.
Devontae Smart picks up the foul. First 6 games of the tournament, we had a total of 4 lead changes. You asked for a close game. You got a close one so far.
ESPN Audio. ESPN.
Welcome back, everyone. The Florida State Seminoles. You look back on what they did last year. Missouri, Xavier, Gonzaga. They made it all the way to the Elite Eight. First time since 1993, and they lose to Michigan. And of course, Michigan to the Final Four and nearly a championship. They returned 71% of their scoring from last season, including Phil Kofer, who has yet to play. Suffered an ankle injury before the season started, a broken foot on October 23rd at practice. And the story goes that when the practice ended, Leonard Hamilton looked around. He asked his coaches, so what do we get for food for these guys? And they said, well, we went out to a local restaurant, and they looked around and said, where'd Phil go? Apparently it happened in the last 10 seconds of practice, and he was unaware of it and a broken foot. They do expect him back within the next 2 weeks. And that's a senior, that's a leader. That's a guy that's going to really make an impact.
That's an impactful 10 seconds right there.
No doubt.
That happened. But
yes,
he is a great player, ultra efficient, 6'8", 6'9". That can, at times when they want to go quote-unquote small, he can play the 5 and be a big-time matchup problem. Can play in, score inside, facilitate for his teammates, and also, again, more leadership and experience, as you mentioned. So when they get him back, they're going to be even better.
Darius Days, 22 into the game, and a good bounce pass and a flush from Days, and the pass from Waters.
Waters' ability to make passes with both hands and off the bounce and deliver them on time and on target is so impressive.
Old school, John Stockton was able to pass with both of his hands. Trying to think of a more current NBA player that think about who could throw with both hands.
You got me. Here comes the pass as I continue to think about a good comp for him. But hesitation, gets in the lane. That's good wraparound pass. Great vision, understanding of where his teammates are going to be and lead him to that spot. In my ear, Chris Paul is tossed out, but
more right-handed, but I see it,
yeah.
You see Stockton and Malone, it was just ambidextrous, right hand, left hand. Really good vision, though, from Waters to find that cutting Days. 22 all, 6:30 to go with Dallin Cuff, Carl Ravitch first half. Villanova waits the winner of this one, the championship game Sunday, 1 Eastern time. Wide open three in the corner, in and out. Oh, Terrence Mann nearly had the finish on the rebound, but it doesn't go, and a run out for Naz Reid. Ouch, big time contact and a block. Naz Reid, big fella there.
Big opportunity on the other side by Terrence Mann. Can't get the dunk to go, and then going the other way.
That elbow was up high in the face of Anthony Polite. Didn't make contact, but it was right there.
Yeah, Polite's foot is off the ground, so it's not. He is moving. That's a tough one, and I mean, I think that is a block and how the letter of the law. But on the other end,
by the size of Naz Reid.
Well, the thing about it is, I love when refs make those calls. Just because the guy's big, he sometimes gets punished for it.
Exactly.
Not the case here, which is good. But on the other end, Terrence Mann, that was their 7th offensive board, but they only have 3 second chance points. Florida State has missed a number of those opportunities. They're creating them. They're getting there. They're crashing the boards, but have to be able to finish.
6'10", 250 pounds, just knocked over, and that wasn't very polite, but he knocked over Anthony Polite.
I don't think I want to stand there and take that.
No.
I think I would in my heyday.
You had to.
Yeah. There was no question about that.
Had to. You're coming out.
I couldn't do much. You got to be able to take a charge.
More contact, another block called.
Raekwon Gray coming in, being aggressive, and I love the way he uses the shot fake, and he really sells it. He gets his feet set, he's looking at that rim, and guys are raising up, and he's able to get by and get in spots.
Hamilton going deep into his bench. It's Raekwon Gray, the redshirt freshman out of Lauderdale at 6'8", 260, misses.
He's lost 50 pounds. He's over 300 pounds. His redshirt last year was just about his weight to help him, actually be able to compete at this level. He's showing the skills he has.
Boy, Watterson, that ball is on the ground. Florida State's coming away with it. MJ Walker kicks it to Mann. Good extra pass, and the stroke from straight away misses. Polite will go back on defense. He's smart. That's just going to be out on. Whoa, that went off of his hand. Didn't touch an FSU player. They say it went off the fingertips of number 3, Trent Forrest. Leonard saying, just relax, everybody. Let's see if it hits Forrest's hand. Not even close. I mean, not close.
And they just showed him the video board, and everybody in a garnet and gold shirt is losing their mind right now. This lady's apoplectic.
Well, that call results in 2 points for LSU as they get the bucket off the inbounds, so now lead by 4. Neither team shooting very well. Florida State 8 of 25. LSU 10 of 18. Raekwon, not the shot.
Again, that's not the shot. Get a second and third side. Make this younger defensive team work. They've shown they've been pretty capable, but make them do it consistently.
Waters tried a teardrop. It wouldn't go. Florida State would like to get out, run, and get a dunk. Get this team and this crowd into it. Good take.
It's better. They run their weave action, making guys move around. It ends MJ Walker going right down Broadway as LSU did not communicate in some of those triple handoffs.
Walker into double digits, and it ends a 6-0 LSU run. Darrell Edwards pinned in the corner, all loose, and on the floor. Florida State's gotten every 50-50 ball on the floor.
And this is showing some of, especially the younger guys, you got to be strong with the ball here. I mean, we've seen Waters as sophomore, one of the best point guards in the country, but he struggled at times. Edwards there. When you're going into traffic, you're going to take some contact to be able to go through that. If you can't jump stop, grab it on 2 hands, and get that ball out of it.
Naz Reid, he can do that. Under 4 minutes here in the first half.
Another possession to keep making these guys work. Get it to the second and third side. Make their defense rotate and make them play.
The light buries a 3.
Excellent possession. A couple ball screens, roll into the post. You go inside out. Great pass by Gray to skip it across the formation. And Polite ready there.
Leonard Hamilton says, our goal in a game is to get roughly 200 to 250 passes. They got a handful of them on that last possession. We got a good one. 3:12 to go. 4 tied.
No, yeah, that's the thing. I couldn't guard anybody, Coach, but if I had to be on there to take a charge, that's all I really could do. I laid the body on the line, but I'm rarely in the right position, though. It's usually a block 90% of the time, I would say.
He's changed. He's eating seaweed salad during the break. He's changed
Poke
now.
Bowl, boys. I wish I ate that way when I played. I might have been a better player. Played about 20 pounds overweight.
Love Koff taking charges. Love it. They're right, though. There have been terrible shooting numbers so far in this game. Neither team been able to establish anything, and it's been much more of a half-court game than any of a fast break game. Too many turnovers. Waters got 4. He launches late in the clock, and that's a miss. Gray one-on-one takes the body from Naz Reid. Can't get it to go. Man up above the rim again. And frustration as it doesn't drop.
He screamed all the way back in frustration. That's his second tip dunk he's missed. That's their 8th offensive board. And again, 3 second chance points.
Naz Reid goes one-on-one and throws it and doesn't get anything but above the square on the backboard. Is this about the offenses? Is it about the defenses? What's
At first it was the whistle. With LSU here the last couple possessions, they've pushed bad positions and haven't really done anything on the offensive end in terms of moving the defense. And Naz Reid was literally just going up and looking to get bailed out.
Nichols' foot was out of bounds after he caught it. He took that one step back. 5th turnover for FSU.
On the other side, Florida State's been able to generate some opportunities in the last few minutes. Their offense has looked a little better, but they're just not making shots.
Reed nearly picked off. Waters has numbers though, and a kick to Edwards. 3 ball, no good. Here's Mann. He's got a man ahead. He won't throw it to him.
And once he's wide open, he's still scoreless. He needs must see himself get on the score sheet.
Wow,
That's not the one.
No, Mann had a chance to take a much easier 2. Instead, he ball faked, then came right back to his defender.
It's frustrating. He's so good, one of the most underrated players in the country, but he made the right move in the head fake,
right? But
then the wrong decision to shoot the step back. You can get in the lane and get in there. Make a play for yourself or your teammate.
0 for 6 so far in the game for Terrence Mann, the 6'7" senior out of Lowell, Massachusetts. And he's been shooting really well so far this season, especially from 3. He's been 4 or 5 when the day began. Good hands and good help there. MJ Walker's having the best game of any Seminole player today.
Hands down. He's got 10 points. He's created a couple of opportunities. He's got 1 assist, but a couple of hockey assists. Defensively, too, Florida State's been in the gaps really well in the last few minutes here. Really helping and recovering to their guys. And when they are helping, a lot of times they're getting deflections and getting their hands on balls and throwing off LSU's offense.
Chop chant going here. LSU's fans starting to yell as well.
I like it. It's a little atmosphere in here.
Here's back. This will be a heck of a football game. There's another turnover, the 6th of the game for FSU. LSU has 8 of them. Naz Reid, he had his mind made up, and it was a bad decision. Corner 3, buried. MJ Walker, straight first half continues.
We've talked about modern basketball today. There's a 3-on-2, but he flared out to the corner and said, I'm taking a 3. Possession before, to your point, Naz Reid determined, I'm going to go here before he even caught the ball and ran right into trouble. You can't play like that.
Nope. Edwards buries a 3 from the corner. We go back and forth now with 3s, and 15 seconds left in the first half.
Walker wants the ball, and I like what he did the possession before in terms of like their call to get him up screen and go downhill, but then he ran out of control of the lane and turned it over. This is not good.
1 second. Will not go. We'll end the first half 30-29. Florida State shoots 11 of 33. LSU made 11 of 24. And it's still a 1-point game. We'll send it back to the studio, the E-Trade College Basketball Halftime Report. Uncle Seth Greenberg, Chris Patola, babysat by Chris Cotter. On Sunday, and we'll see which team dances into the final to join them. Will it be LSU or FSU? We've got a serious case of the flosses going there. Along with Dallin Cuff, I'm Carl Ravitch. Welcome back, everyone. A 1-point ball game were it not for MJ Walker, who was 5-9. The rest of the team was 6 of 25. They played really late last night.
True.
Maybe a little tired.
Maybe a little bit of legs, but I think at times they've just played a little bit too fast in the offensive end, and Leonard Hamilton said that to us. We want to play fast on defense and force them on the offensive end, slow their minds down right now, play at pace, but slow mentally. They haven't really shown that. Walker, though, has showed his skill, and he's able to finish through some of these big physical players. That's how he started this game off. Now he's able to knock down some shots, too, which he's done really well the last 3 games, shooting 7 of 12 from distance. He's knocking that down, and he's playing with confidence. He is the guard they all thought he would be last year as a highly touted recruit.
Right. On the other side, Tremont Waters, a sophomore. We saw some good moments, but how about the 4 turnovers?
4 turnovers, and Will Wade mentioned it early before the game, and we've seen it last year. When he has some bigger physical athletic guards in front of him, he can struggle. Only 5'11", buck 75. He's been a little bit loose in the lane. A lot of people have gotten their hands on the balls as he's dribbling through the lane and forcing some bad positions. Just got to be a little smarter.
Trent Forrest guarding him now. Wow, Terrence Mann came down. Didn't appear to get anything but the ball, but an early foul against Terrence Mann. That'll be the number 2 foul on Mann.
When you're behind like that, and you can see from our angle, at least that was the official that called it too. It looked like he slapped down over his back. They're going to call that most times.
Waters the kick. Skylar Mays, yes, gets the friendly roll here at the happiest place on earth, and that'll work for him. Puts them back up by 2. Skylar Mays did not take many shots in the first half. In fact, just 2. He's now 3 for 3 in the game.
Good hands.
Really good hands. Then he slips, falls, gives it up. Alley-oop. Man.
That's his first made field goal. Maybe that'll get him going, and he was really gifted it because Waters just fell down, to your point, lost his feet, and good heads-up play by Trent Forrest to get the lob right there quickly.
Reed went over Kumaje, and because of Kumaje's height, he altered that shot, missed it.
Waters like bowled that to him. That pass was really creative.
Shot clock. That play, when Kumaji got the ball out top, wasn't going anywhere.
They wanted to get a dribble handoff, but it's easier to defend because he's not going to pick and pop or anything. He's not a huge threat out there.
Smart's 3, no good. Loose ball, and Naz Reid wins that battle.
Only 2nd offensive rebound by LSU in this game. They need to continue to get opportunities on the glass because offensively, both these teams have been struggling to say the least.
Both these teams unbeaten this season. LSU 5-0 to start. Florida State 4-0 to start. Reed trapped in the key. Gets it to Mays. Good ball fake. He's 4 of 4.
Really fundamental move. And Reed was fortunate not to even panic down there, which was tough because there's a lot of trees. Guys are swiping at him, able to get it out to Mays. And then Mays makes the right decision in the closeout scenario. Shot fake, 1 dribble, pull it.
Mays with 11, the only double-figure score. There's contact, offensive foul, Mann. And that's number 3 quickly on Terrence Mann. Looks like he may have tweaked an ankle or something. He's limping right now. He's going to head to the bench with the foul and banged up.
And you see when Kumaji's setting that screen, they just go underneath it, they switch it. With Terrence Mann's got to take some time to read what's happening there. If they're going to first go under and then just switch so lazily like that, he doesn't need to go into Reed. Just take the shot up over him. When he goes into him right there, it looks like he steps on Reed's foot as he goes to the bench.
He's massaging his right knee, but no trainer over there looking at it now.
Nothing wrong with a 12-foot pull-up there.
Great dish, Smart, and he finds Naz Reid, who finds the bottom with a flush. Good pass inside from Javonte Smart.
Moore get ball screen defense on that side, no help side, too easy for the Tigers.
Lost the ball on the way up, did Trent Forrest. Smart was hoping to give it right back to Naz Reid.
Oh boy.
Row number 1. There is some purple shirt over there.
Yep, but they are not one of the 5 that are allowed to touch the ball and score.
10th turnover for LSU.
Take a look at this ball screen defense here, and as they drive down the lane, you've got to help the helper. Trent Forrest should have rotated into that body. Once Gray moved up, you've got to read that, and everybody's got to be working on the string to try to prevent that easy dunk, uncontested.
Big size on the floor with Gray and Kumaje for Florida State. Six on the shot clock, and Gray working one-on-one. Pulls up and gets it to go.
Man, is he giving them terrific minutes. And Leonard Hamilton told us he needs the guys 6 through 10 to be better. Because they run 10 guys. They're going to run guys at you in waves, and he needs that 6 through 10 to be as effective as 1 through 5. That's how they win games. And Gray has performed at a really high level. The rest of those guys in that group, not so much.
Went all the way back to his days in the ACC and said, my first 5, we're not going to really be able to compete against the Syracuses and the UConns and the Georgetowns. Now in the ACC, first 5 hard to do against the Carolinas and the Dukes and the Virginias. Need 6 through 10.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Hurry in today for huge Black Friday savings.
Welcome back, everyone. The Advocare Invitational. We want to remind everybody the 20th annual ACC Big Ten Challenge set to get underway Tuesday. 11th ranked Michigan State coming off a real good performance takes on Louisville 7:30 Eastern. Then Zion Williamson, R.J. Barrett, number 1 Duke squaring off against Indiana. That one is at Cameron Indoor. Should be another terrific night of hoops on ESPN and the ESPN app. It's a sonic blockbuster game. I get the sense that Duke will be part of a lot of blockbuster games.
There's no doubt about that. They were one the other day, Gonzaga, and that lived up to the hype and expectation from basketball fans. It was a really fun, well-played game with a lot of high-level players.
Waters lost another one. He continues to struggle with that dribble. And again, Florida State sees it on the floor. They take advantage. Walker, he's having trouble with it and still has it, calls timeout.
Waters is struggling with his footing, too. Slipped again. He slipped in the corner after he made a great steal. He slipped in the corner, leading to a dunk for Terrence Mann.
We'll take a timeout. 15:39 to go, and LSU up by 2. Tested in that one. Villanova shot really well today. They took care of Oklahoma State 77-58. To move into another November tournament final. They've won the last 5 November tournaments they've participated in. They'll try to make it 6 on Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern time.
The part of that game earlier today, we talked about it yesterday, with Eric Paschal slumping his shoulders, looking so down with a terrible shooting day. To come out and knock down his first 3 threes and play with confidence, that makes that team completely different. Phil Booth was good too. Excited to see whoever they're playing in the final.
Kumaje goes a little jump hook and he misses it. So he'll retreat back to defense. They'll try to beat him down there. Skylar Mays, they won't do it. Kamaji was a 14-year-old, I should say back in 2014 in Senegal, and walking to a store when somebody saw him and said, why don't you come practice with us? And that's how the big 7'4" player was discovered. Just walking to a store to pick up something for his mom.
Those stories always amaze me. It's like things always kind of work out like that. You're walking down the street, something happens, now his whole life is different. He's in the States playing basketball.
Man down, Walker, even though he was gliding and sliding to his left in the air, able to make the shot. Where would they be without MJ Walker today?
Where would we be? We'd be in a blowout again.
That's true.
But you're right there. Walker shot it. That was not a fundamentally sound play. He didn't stop and go straight up and straight down. His body and everything was still moving left, but he got it to go.
Good hands, but it goes to Taylor.
Good help by MJ Walker.
Mays, great move, and he gets it to go as he hangs and uses that left hand.
Saw one really fundamental play there. MJ Walker sliding over to help the helper, so Mays couldn't shoot the 3, allowing Gray to get back in front, only for Gray to bite on the head fake. So you saw one fundamental play and one lack thereof.
Mays has got 13 points in the game. Kumaji picks up 2 of his own.
Trying to go inside to him. Second straight possession, 2 out of 3. Getting him a touch inside, trying to play a little bit through the big fella.
Kumaji's got a lot of parts around him, but for a guy 7'4", you'd figure at one point he'd run into a double-double. He's never had one.
That's a mind-blowing stat.
His first miss of the game, and a chance for FSU to tie or go ahead with a 3.
Kumaji had Naz Reid up the lane with a chance to pass it over the top. Nobody did, but in the end it worked out for the Noles.
Gray with the basket and the bang. He'll go to the line to shoot for a 3-point play. They want Gay Eric Gray is getting a lot of minutes.
You see Kumaji was posting up, but moving Naz Reid out of the way as he was posting, so there was no help to be had. And Gray was able to get right down the lane line into the defender's body.
Again, he was overweight, shed about 50 pounds, and that's the only reason that his playing time was so limited, even early in the season, but he's changed his body around.
I say he's still going, and he's got more weight to shed, and you really see that the skills, the understanding, good footwork.
LSU's been great from two-point land, 11 of 16. They've only made 5 of 16 from deep. And Gray, good form on that one, nothing but the net, so they get the 3 and now have a 1-point lead. Walker 15 for Florida State. Reed leading the way on the floor with 9 for LSU. And again on the floor the ball goes. When the ball goes on the floor, Florida State is all over it. This time it's Smart, not Waters.
Tough ball there with the foul. It was a jump ball, but you saw the hand close right away. But the official, which means foul, and called it. I love Leonard Hamilton has his credential on too. These are the sidelines. It's like a FIFA event. You got to have your credential on at all points in time, apparently.
Participant.
It's like, I'm running the show with the squad.
I love that. I just don't think Leonard Hamilton cares too much about what people say.
Cares about winning, which they've done quite a bit in the last couple of years.
No doubt about it.
Winning and producing players and young men.
Waters, Nichols, Smart, they're all jammed in there like this is a dance that they're about to start.
The refs are trying to break it up.
At some point, the proximity's got to make you a little uncomfortable.
Honestly, when you play, you've done it so long in your life playing hoops, you don't even think about it. It's like, there we go, let's go.
People get scared when they get into an elevator and somebody else walks in.
David Nichols, a guy that's Waters more comfortable with size-wise. It's very comparable to him crosswise. He can have more impact.
Kick to the corner for a 3, way short. Oh, Nichols goes down hard. He landed on his back and his head hit the ground, and also shaken up a little bit was the shooter on that one, Marlon Taylor.
Taylor crashing the glass hard. Coming in.
Once the head hit the ground there, the back of his head. The Nichols stays in.
Thought Waters able to create that shot opportunity as Nichols goes down hard, but does get up. Just be able to just drive it right down the lane line, forcing help. You can't overhelp. You got to be careful of who's in the corner on that strong side. Taking a look at that. Gray got a lot of ball, but they're saying the foul came from the body. It's a big body. Leaned into him a little bit.
A little quick with the whistles today.
I concur.
In a game that has 2 physical teams, you know you're going to get some of that, and they have not let any of it go. And it's not a question of a foul being a foul, there's no doubt about it, but some of these I don't think have been fouls that have been called.
I agree with that too.
Javonte Smart was the 3-time Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Louisiana.
He scored over 3,000 points.
Yeah. Some players can do that. They relish the idea of staying home and playing. Other players want to move as far away and establish some new roots and play in front of some different people, get away from some of the folks that have been in your life the entire time you've been playing basketball. Some guys love it.
It's all a personal decision. MJ Walker battling hard for this rebound.
And he gets it. We've had 10 lead changes in this game. Rare so far for this Advocare Invitational. They have been, for the most part, one-sided games.
Kevin, this he's got to get that ball out reversed. Him facing up and jabbing is not what you need from 15 feet out.
Smart absorbed the body that time. No foul called, and he puts it in to increase the lead to 3.
That was essentially a shot turnover. Bad shot leads to a leak out, transition opportunity the other direction.
Foul on the floor called against Darius Days. We're under 12. All right, Smart guy, give us the Smart replay here.
He didn't pick up the ball. David Nichols got beat. Help was late. Buckets.
So
3-point difference.
So smart. There's Skylar Mays having a very good game so far. On the bench right now as we're under 12 to go. And he also had a chance to talk with Seth Greenberg before the season.
Skylar Mays, let's go on a little fast break. Your celebrity crush.
Paula Patton.
Nice.
Unbelievable.
Coach Wade's favorite line.
Come on, guys. Chance favors the aggressor.
Best dressed dude on your team?
Myself.
Worst dressed dude on your team?
Cortez Cooper.
Skylar Mays, going on a fast break, well dressed.
See Seth's reaction when he said who his celebrity crush was?
Nice. He says, unbelievable. Having a good day. Got to hit the pine for a few minutes here. Lead them in scoring. Has been efficient, 5 for 6. Still both teams offensively struggling. We've got 16 assists, 19 turnovers combined for both teams right now. Sloppy, not understanding the right times to take guys, not playing within yourself at times. And at times not playing together well.
Right. And yet anybody's game at 44-41. Two teams that likely will compete for conference titles, right, in the ACC and SEC?
They'll be in the mix for sure. Again, I think there's 2 toughest conferences in the country. The thing that we'll learn about LSU is when you go on the road to play in the SEC, how they handle that environment. And the thing about Florida State, we know what these guys can do. They're experienced squad. Great finish to present yourself in the middle lane as they came out and trapped it like Kevin Gelly, and then turn around and finish through contact.
Kevin Gelly picks up his 6th point. Foul called, and he'll go to chance to the line to tie this one up.
They brought out the zone for the first time, and they were quick to understand. We're just talking about experience. Well, they were quick to realize it and then be able to play through it, hang through the contact, and finish.
Bigby Williams picks up the foul. I like that stroke from the free throw line.
Confident, knocks it down. 7 for 10 coming in. Hit a couple today already.
44-44. 8th time we've had a tie in this game to go with the 10 lead changes.
And Florida State has not really pressed much to speed up LSU at all. We'll see if they get a little more energy, get a little spur here where they try to change the pace of the game a little bit.
Tough pass inside. No foul called, and Gray comes away with it. And he leads the break, and he's not stopping. Oh, and he missed the layup. He did everything but convert the layup.
Unfortunately, that's the most important part.
Yes. Good baseline jump shot. LSU's Javonte Smart.
He's done this a couple times where there's been a tough miss on the other one, or a bad miss or a miss on the other end, and him get out there in transition and be able to affect the ball if he's the guy bringing it up or if he's running the lane. Good finish by him.
Waters tried to cut off Nichols and instead made contact with him. And Tremont Waters picks up his 2nd. Get the sense Raekwon Gray's going to play some minutes for Leonard Hamilton this year.
He is. And I mean, that's the great thing about Leonard Hamilton, his team and playing on his team. If you're having a good first half, good first 10 minutes, he's going to give you more time. It doesn't matter where you fall in the 1 to 10 or 1 to 11 or 12 even at times. If you're producing, you get to keep in there and keep doing it. And he's showing what he can do in this game. Good pass there, too, by him.
Nichols, ball fake, easier shot, and he gets it to go. Waters went flying by him.
Excellent pass and an excellent decision again in a closeout situation. Shot fake, 1 dribble pull-up. That's fundamental hoops. I don't know, David Nichols was doing his arms right there. He was sizing up Waters, and Waters went right by him.
Javonte Smart with a 3 ball. And quickly, Javonte Smart with 13. No foul call, that he was looking for one on that 3, but he didn't get it. So late getting back is Savoy. Leads to an easy shot for LSU. No basket. And then they're going to get a foul on him as he came in late. PJ Savoy picks up the foul.
Darius Days, this is like the definition of going up soft. He just caught the ball and just flicked it up and missed the layup.
As Days goes to the free throw line, you played a lot of basketball. Did you play for that coach that when you were like red hot 4 for 4, it was your turn to come out, so you're coming out anyway?
I won't put his name on there. My high school coach he's a regimented man.
Brutal.
And he had a minute you were going to come out every quarter until the fourth.
No, aren't you kind of watching what's going on?
Take a look at this. Here's Days, though. Wide open, just going up weak. Jump up still. I don't care if you're wide open. You got to jump up and lay the ball in. He just kind of flipped it up there, almost like scared, want to get rid of it quick. A hot potato. But that used to bum me out for sure.
You see it at this level too.
You do. You see
it almost at every level.
Except the NBA. When that guy's cooking, because those guys control the they control the purse strings. You can't make those guys look fair. A little different. College and high school, you ain't running the show. The NBA, you're running the show.
Anthony Polite back in the game, 13 for Florida State.
Let's see MJ Walker getting a little screening action, see if he can create for somebody or himself.
Cavangeli ball fake goes to the hole. Contact, yes. No foul called. It'll stay Florida State ball. Boy, how about the converging defense from the purple and gold?
Take a look and see if there's any. Yeah, good. No foul call. It was the right decision by Walker. He came off the ball screen from Cavagnelli, drew 2, threw it back to him, and he was able to get down the lane line and get downhill.
Down with 11 on the shot clock.
Oh, Adams, second late.
Wild shot from Cavangeli.
Smart again. He's been really good in the second half.
Three-point shooting's been a lot better as well. Edwards, the largest lead for LSU.
They're going to need a timeout. Javonte Smart has really stepped up here in the second half, getting yet another assist. This time, drive it up, drawing the attention, and then skipping it across the formation.
How often have we seen it in this game? A bad shot seems to be almost a turnover shot. It led to a run out and a three-point shot there, and now an 8-point cushion for the LSU Tigers.
And you see Smart head up, look at that. Knew exactly where Edwards was, never even looked at him, and then picks it up, rifles it right to him in the shot pocket. He knocks it down. That is excellent for Smart. Talk about missed shots leading to opportunities. Smart's been the beneficiary of a lot, but in the half court he's been good too. They're getting the lane under control. Here, again, floater. Nobody stops the ball. He's been very good in transition, making decisions for himself, but also has 7 assists. Yeah. It's been a tremendous game for him so far to this point. And his decision making for a young player has been really good.
13 points, 4 rebounds to go with those 7 assists. Last 3.5 minutes, LSU has outscored them 14-5, and Smart has 9 points and an assist during that time. 11 points here in the second half, and he's missed just 1 shot. Polite 3-ball, good rotation, bottom of the bucket.
I mean, that's what he can do. He comes in confidently, and that's a huge momentum play.
Put much stock into the play out of the timeout and how well organized certain teams are, and sometimes others don't.
It's important, yeah, for sure. For teams coming out of timeout to be able to execute, A, that's hard. And B, when you don't, you have something scouted, you don't know what's coming, that can really help.
Their miss for Edwards here, only the second of the 6 shots he's taken in the second half. Polite push, good block. Kumaje gets it. He lost it. Now he goes back up and he got hammered. And a foul right away, and the admission of a foul by Bigby Williams.
Bigby, we're clear on it was you.
Don't call it against anybody else.
We know it was you. You crushed him. Now this is a great closeout by Bigby Williams, though. Trent Forrest could have taken the shot fake, chose not to. And Kumaji actually brought it down, which caused the problem to begin with for a 7-4 guy. He had invited Edwards to get a hand on the ball, and the foul was clear as day. He's trying to come off the floor, yet he can't come off until after the first free throw. A clerical thing.
Definitely a clerical thing.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be 2 free throws.
And he's going to come off.
He's going to come off. Could we do it before the first one goes? Or we just have to wait?
That's how it's ruled.
Kumaje, for the last couple of years, too, has been dealing with some injuries. Leonard Hamilton told us before the game he had some patella, it's a tendinitis that he described it as, but something around the patella tendon that had to be cleaned out. And then he's running a lot better. Calcium.
The patella tendon had it cleaned out, running better, physically at a different level than he's been in the past.
Drops that free throw in. It's a 4-point game with 22 seconds to go.
Nothing loose with the ball, Florida State.
Once again, Florida State, ball on floor, they get it. Man, with the dunk. Maybe a turning point, you want to circle that. Brings them within 2.
And that's just, again, young team being lazy with the ball. Florida State does not really run and jump you or trap you in the press. Doesn't mean they won't jump you if you look weak, and they did.
You could run a great tape, though, of all the balls that have been on the floor, the 50-50 balls, and how many Florida State has come up with. Quiet 3 from Naz Reid. Slows down the Seminole momentum off a 6-0 run. Reid buries another 3.
Sitting on the spin.
Yep, good hands there. Throws the outlet. Nice pass by Skylar Mays. Leads to a throwdown.
Waters has had some turnover issues, but that was a big one to pick the pocket of Trent Forrest.
Man picks the ball up, and now Kumaje nearly walked with it. Foul on Skylar Mays underneath. After they cut it to 2, LSU turns some D into some O. Start with Florida State. Loose ball, it's like a fumble.
But MJ Walker wants the ball. They've wanted it more in terms of those 50-50 balls. You've been right. Creating some offense. It seemed like this could be the turning point. Would this young team getting hit with a punch be able to counterpunch? Well, they came right back. Tremont Edwards picking the pocket of Forrest. It's a crafty pass from Mays. They're back up 7 in the purple.
We're back 59-52. LSU leading Florida State. 7:03 to go. Let's go inside the play.
Sometimes basketball is simple. We talk about over-helping. Terrence Mann is a fantastic defender. Frees it, guys. Ray's about to make this pass. His man is Naz Reid here. And Reid is shooting 1 for 3 from the three-point line. Instead of realizing that the defender has him covered up, he's going to over-help here. Make this step when it really doesn't need to be made. And as you run it, the pass is easy to be made right out there as he takes that one false step. That's all Reed needs to catch and shoot. Mays has been effective in this game, but he was walled off. He wasn't going anywhere. You could step out and stay with Reed.
Forrest gets the first free throw to go. His uncle, Amp Lee, the great Florida State running back from 89 to 91 with over 2,000 rushing yards. As a high schooler, he would get up at 6 a.m. His mom went to work. He'd go out and lift weights in the yard. Set up cones, run with the athlete parachute behind his back at 6 a.m. And now he's become a terrific college basketball player as a junior 6'4" out of Chipley, Florida. Population of about 3,500. Here comes Mann, defender coming, and Terrence Mann lays it in. On the fast break, 59-56.
Great defense by Polite and Mann there. They switched that, and it was a late switch. It wasn't really communicated that well, but Polite, as soon as he switched, he stepped up to the other man, was able to get in the passing lane, and then nice touch pass over the top. Trying to put Kumaji in a lot of ball screen action here. Smart's been really effective, but that time Mann is there.
And that's going to be Florida State ball. Terrence Mann taking over here a little bit late in the game.
Take a look to see. The switch was a step late, but then Polite gets back in the passing lane, and Mays never should have thrown that pass, leading to a leak-out basket. That's a huge 5-point potential swing right there to give them 2 points like that.
Forrest takes it, falls, and they get the travel. Try to get rid of it before those feet move, but the travel is called.
Again, they've been able to, being the Tigers, have gone under a lot of ball screens for Florida State. Florida State's guards are still trying to turn the corner so hard. At times, you might be able to pull up. At times, throw that extra pass, maybe roll down in the post, and you can post up.
Right.
Waters, especially, that's who Forrest has on.
For all the concern that Will Wade expressed before the game, do you think that they've sort of passed that test of back-to-back day games?
Preparation-wise, yeah, but I think that's also Florida State's been complicit, not at times making their defense work 100%, not maybe playing to the level of experience that they had.
Smart, straight on, looked good from the get-go, right over Walker Jr.'s outstretched arm, and Smart's got 16 points. Monte Smart, the freshman, 16 points. Naz Reid, the freshman, contributing 12 points.
Smart's been outstanding. Now Smart working hard defensively, runs Anthony Polite off that handoff, messed up the whole timing of what they were trying to do.
Walker, long distance three, short. Man will get the offensive rebound. They got a defender behind him, so it's a 5-on-4. Oh, what a good defensive play. Another freshman, Emmett Williams, prevented what should have been an alley-oop dunk for Kumaji.
Williams had foul trouble early, but man, that is a fantastic play. Just taking 2 points off the board right there. Hustling back in it. That's the type of things you need to beat a good team. Multiple efforts, finding a way when it doesn't look like there's a way to do it.
Kumaji to the bench, 4:50 to go. Cabangeli in. And a great box out there as Man had nowhere to go. Skylar Mays made sure of that.
LSU a little bailed out there. They weren't locked in with who had who, and Polite got a good look off for a good shooter.
Skylar Mays, you watch him, he does seem to play the game under control.
Completely right. Tell by how he catches the ball, feet ready, shot fake all the time. Toughness. Numbers other way too.
Polite, if he can, he'll take the three, but they won't give it to him.
Missed opportunity. Walker gave that pass up way too early. Make a defender commit.
Oh, goodness. Met at the rim by Williams was Trent Forrest. Trent Forrest, burst of energy there. He attacked the rim, but Williams has been aggressive on the defensive end, was there to prevent anything. We're going to get an offensive foul called against Javonte Smart. All right, did he block it or did the rim block it?
We're going to take a look at it. I will say this. You asked me if they passed the test. I think I undersold it. LSU has played well today, don't get me wrong, and that's a block. That is good help defense, being there to be alert, to help your boy on the blow-by. The Tigers have a chance here to pull a big-time win off, up 6, under 4 to go.
Seen all sorts of great dance moves in the crowd today here at the ESPN Wide World of Sports. We've had flossing earlier, brother-sister combo going. Thanksgiving week and feast week on ESPN with LSU leading by 6.
Emmett Williams had foul trouble early and played 3 minutes, but he has made 2 big plays. That erased 2 points, a dunk from Kumaji, and this erased another highlight-level dunk from Trent Forrest. Those aren't just 4 points. Those are 4 points that can swing momentum, they can break your spirit of a young team. But this young fella comes in and makes 2 huge plays to help preserve the lead for his squad.
About the impact the freshmen have had. Williams, Reed, Smart, all freshmen. Darius Days has not really contributed today, but you know he'll have his game as well. He's really gotten significant contributions from the freshmen. Good rebound too, huh? Emmett Williams goes up and gets that one.
Great minutes from Williams here in the second half. They tried to run that play initially. They were looking for something from MJ Walker. They didn't get it. They went through man with the pick and roll. Ended up back in Walker's hands. He's missed 2 threes that, you know, the way he shot the ball as of late, you think at least one of those 2 are going to go. Again, he was 7 for 12 over the last 3 games from 3.
4 rebounds. Going to give Coach Greenberg some credit. Told me earlier today, Emmett Williams going to be one of the big keys for LSU, and he's certainly playing that way here late. Skylar Mays, 3. That's a big one. And it increases their lead, 65-56. Points for Mays, 3, top of the key. Answer from Cabangeli.
Smart play in terms of how he used the ball fake there. He threw that fake, made Naz Reid think he was going to throw it to Polite, a better shooter. Cabangeli took it himself and hit a big one.
Quickly from 9 down to 6. FSU needs a stop. Into the hands of Waters. Shot clock at 10 as he starts.
Watch Javonte Smart in the quarter. Waters is great at delivering that pass across the formation.
1. Nope, that's going to be a shot clock violation. They started a little late.
Yeah, the possession. I know they wanted to get it in Waters' hands, but they got to get it there earlier, get them to run something. The clock is your friend right now, but also being your enemy if you're trying to play too much on your heels, trying to worry about the clock. They've got to just get in some stuff, not play fast, but get some motion and get some action earlier in the shot.
Forrest, Mann, MJ Walker, Polite, Cabangeli on the floor for Florida State. Just good penetration. Forrest
attacked Waters. They went right at him. They wanted to hand off. They wanted Forrest to be getting downhill, going against Waters. He was able to capitalize.
Trying to trap Mays. 4-point game, $150. Smart. Same thing again, 10 seconds, ball out top. A foul on Forrest as he held up Naz Reid.
That's not going to put him in one-on-one yet. That's the 6th foul. Now, bear in mind, this LSU team has not played a tight game yet. So this is their first time in a tight game with a veteran group, with a very young group against a veteran group. We'll see how they react so far with a 4-point lead. This is where you think you need to lean on Waters, but Forrest doing a good job just denying him the ball, not letting him get it back.
But Naz Reid handling the ball with man right on him. Waters starts with 10. Into the corner.
Pass across the formation.
Skylar Mays, good hands, and that's Polite who knocked it out of bounds with 3 seconds to go on the shot clock. What's your play?
This is the hardest place to inbound the ball. You're in a dead corner. Can't see who the inbounder is right now. So it says to be smart. We'll take a look.
Well, Wade's going to take a timeout. Talk about the play you can try to set up here. It's a big trip. Only up 4 with $1:20 to go. Sports Center's coming up, and they'll have much more on the injury to the quarterback for UCF. Taken off on the stretcher. And it does not look like Mackenzie Milton will return this season. But again, Sports Center will have the latest on that. Also reports from Auburn, Alabama. Preview Michigan, Ohio State's noon kickoff with an ultimate highlight of that rivalry. And the top moments of the winner-take-all face-off between Tiger and Phil. That's Sports Center tonight after Oklahoma, West Virginia with John and John, Butchergrass and Anderson. That comes up following the football game.
They didn't sub, but this is where I would have thought if I'm Leonard Hamilton, put Kumaji back in the game and put him on the ball here. Guy can't run. You're in the dead corner with 3 seconds. If you make that pass just out to half court, you've done your job, and that make them make a play from there. And now Terrence Mann's going to be on it. He's got to get big. You want to make that inbounds pass as difficult as possible, make them catch it going away from the hoop.
Well, we started it with the 5'11 Waters matched up with the 7'4 Kumaje. Could have had it here, but you don't. Again, 3 seconds on the shot clock.
You see Bo Borowski telling Mann, don't reach over the line. Warning.
So a warning.
Now, if you're LSU, you want to obviously get something going to the rim. Watch a screen and a slip, and a guy slipping toward the basket. Oh, he had him. Had Reed.
Smart's out top. He's going to get it. He's going to have to shoot it. Almost off the window, but doesn't go.
They attacked Waters last time down. See what they do here.
It's Mann who's attacking the rim, and that one is blocked. No goaltend. Emmett Williams continues to assert himself here late.
See Mann going in, and there's Williams able to get another block, another impactful play in the defensive end. They're in the zone. They don't know who's got who.
Forrest drives. Contact and a bucket.
And this is what we talked about. A young team, what do you do on the OB unders if you don't know? Will Wade said, but might just throw a zone. Some of those guys were playing zone, and some of those guys were playing man. They didn't know what they were doing, allowing a wide open layup. You take another look. They were all yelling, pointing in the corner because Forrest is wide open, and nobody had him, and nobody knew where they were at. And there's your result. Huge and one. Last couple possessions for LSU have been, been poor to say the least.
Rare miss.
You got to go to Waters first. If he can get something off the high ball screen action, if he doesn't get it, get the ball in Smart's hands. Smart's been very effective.
Trent Forrest has been over a 90% free throw shooter. He just missed, so we'll stay with a 2-point lead for LSU. That one go off his leg? No, it didn't. Boy, it looked like it might have gone off.
We're going to look.
Tremont Waters' foot. Leonard Hamilton thinks so. We're going to go to the monitor. They will check that out.
You made a good point on Forrest. It was 16-17 coming in this game. But in his career coming into the season, 68%. Worked a lot in the gym in the offseason, but when it gets pressure time, it's a little different. It's tough to see if the hip lights foot.
It's hard to see. I didn't see it.
I don't know. But now, bear in mind, the call was LSU ball, so it's got to be, conclusive evidence, incontrovertible evidence. It can go the other way. But he does kick the foot out, but the foot kick is later than the ball is misdribbled.
Right. Does the ball change direction at any point, do you see?
It does seem like it dies a little bit. It didn't come up like I thought it would.
It's going to stay LSU ball. A 7-0 run, the last 2:05's made it a 2-point ball game with 42 seconds to go. Remember LSU last year in their November tournament, they beat Michigan, and that came at Maui, and then they lost their next two, Notre Dame and Marquette. So Will Wade understands we won our first game, and we're trying not to repeat history and lose the next two. Winner gets Villanova the Sunday championship of this Advocare Invitational at 1 Eastern time on ESPN.
Clear out for Skylar Mays.
Mays, great pass to Emmett Williams, who throws down with 32 to go in the game.
Heck of a play for Skylar Mays.
Huge trip down. Forrest has it. Kevin Gelly's going to shoot a three. Short. Offensive rebound, Polite. They don't need a three. They'll take another one. In, and no foul called. They get a timeout on the Florida State bench. Folks here said that's a 4-point play, but just a three. No foul for MJ Walker. The whistle came so quick after it went, a lot of people said, and one.
The hand was open, though. The official called the timeout. Closed hand means foul, and there was a fair amount of contact on that. You've seen that called many a time as Naz Reid came out late. Coming in off an offensive board, something that Florida State did well in the first half but didn't capitalize. Best time to shoot a three is off the offensive rebound. Here's your look that's going to tell you what happened with the contact was. No.
No.
Good no call. Good no call. But guess what? Those 3 points are all that matter now with 16.6 seconds left. And here's Mays. These guys are long, athletic dudes. He's able to get to the baseline back there and find a way through those two defenders, those sets of hands. And there's Williams.
Great vision.
Great vision, and Williams again replacing to the right spot, finding, spacing himself, hands ready, goes right up and dunks it. He has been great the last 7-8 minutes of this ball game. But they're going to have to find a way. They're going to get the ball inbounds first and foremost. And you got to be careful. You don't want to catch it in the corner. And younger guys sometimes will run to a place that's dangerous. Right. You want to catch it between the block, and the three-point line, and up the floor. Not below that. Not below the block to the three-point line, and up the floor if you can. So you can work either side of the floor, and you can go left, you can go right.
What
do
an
not
advantage
catch it
Will Wade has. He's got Smart, and he's got Waters, and he's got Mays. All three are terrific ball handlers. They all can be point guards if pressed into it. So that's who's on the floor. And they're joined on the floor now by Darrell Edwards, who can dribble as well. Naz Reid, the big guy out there. They go X to get an inbounds corner. And a trap in the corner and a timeout called by Skylar Mays.
And you can't catch it there. You got to be strong with the ball. You got to meet the ball. All the things you talk about as a young player, breaking presses, all come into they're magnified right now. You got to do them right. You see where he catches it in the box. He catches it in the corner, which is not where you want to catch it. We were talking about before. You want to be able to catch the ball between the block and the three-point line northward, as we'll show you right here. You want to be able to catch it from here, as we're trying to draw here. And Artelli went a little down. But from the block to the three-point line, did not get it, and then up in between that area north towards the half-court line. You don't want to catch it further to the baseline or further to the corner. You're basically where the defense wants you to be.
If you do get it there, do you want to get it right back to Smart, who inbounded the ball? He was a little slow out of bounds, but if you do get it there, what do you want to do with it?
You got to check if they're going to trap that corner. They're going to step up on that inbounder. So that inbounder, they want to take that pass away. If you have it, that's exactly where you want to be able to go. If you can't get it right away. Now, we'll see where you go. He can't run because the ball came in play.
Throw it over here to Reid. Jump ball. The big fella is able to bring it down. They're going to foul Waters in the backcourt. And that'll send Tremont Waters, who's a 76% free throw shooter, to the line, leading by 1 with 10 to go. Waters one of 3 from deep today. He has made 2 field goals, but he has not taken a free throw.
Didn't say a dangerous pass, but Naz Reid able to go up and get it. You foul right away. I like that by Waters. He heard the whistle blow, but he took the shot anyway. He missed it. That might get in your head, but I want to be able to get one up. I know it doesn't count. It's like kickers in football. At the end of the game, kick it anyway.
Practice shot. I don't blame you.
And they've got to be alert of every scenario. This is obviously a 1-on-1-7 foul, but going the other way. LSU needs to play clean defense and make them make a play, whether he makes or misses this.
1-on-1 for Tremont Waters.
Also got to know, young team, they're up 3. They're switching everything. You've got to switch everything, communicate. You cannot give an open 3. If a guy beats you to the hoop, that is fine. Give away 2.
If you're FSU, you're charging down, getting it 2?
Getting it 2. Playing fast. If you have an open 3, take it. But I mean, you're getting downhill. You want to get to the rim.
All right, 2 will tie, 3 will win it. Forrest has the ball. He gets the high screen, goes by it to the hole, lays it in. We're tied with 2.8 to go. Naz Reid's going to get a shot off. No! We'll go to overtime. Naz Reid had a good look at a 3 to win it. But instead, we stay tied 68 all. And a good move by Trent Forrest to get to the hole.
Good move, good screen. And we talk about being strong with the ball. It fumbled a little bit. He has the strength. He's a man playing right now, able to hold on to that rock, go through guys, and finish at the lane. Refuses the screen, help comes, gets a little bit on it again, didn't matter. Able to gather, finish with composure. And the other way, Naz Reid almost had a chance, but in the end, we're going to OT, baby.
Looking forward to seeing that one. Speaking of launching threes, Villanova took 40 today. 40 threes to set a school record. They've moved on to the championship game here of the Advocare. And Kevin, that'll be a good one on Sunday. Who they're going to play, we'll see. We go to overtime here. Florida State and LSU.
Really interested to see. We go back to what we talked about at the beginning of the game. Will Wade said, I wonder what I'm going to see on my team. Well, for LSU, for 37 minutes and 44 seconds, they looked really good. At last 2:16, it got tight. Offensive possessions were not crisp. They weren't looking to be assertive. They were playing on their heels. The exception of the basket they had to make with Skylar Mays. And it wasn't a great offensive showing. We'll see if they can bounce back now. You feel like you let one slip through your fingers here. While the veteran team came back, they have the momentum. You got to steal it back if you're in that purple.
Fresh 5 minutes on the clock. Nobody's in real serious foul trouble. There's nobody with 4 on the floor. Terrence Mann saw a crease. It closed up quick. Forrest, hard fade. Great rebound there on the miss. And a tip in by Cabangeli. Their last lead came with 12:45 to go in the game. They have a lead now and a turnover in overtime for LSU.
Great tip in by Cabangeli. Tough shot by Trent Forrest. I like the action. They were trying to run a lot of weave and had some success throughout the course of this game, but that fadeaway, tough shot, he's there to tip it in. The other side, Naz Reid is playing too fast. He looked up and before he looked the ball in. LSU now going to a zone. Haven't shown much of it.
The right corner, Walker, money. Perhaps elevated by that bucket at the buzzer with 2.8 to go. They come out to score the first 5 in overtime.
Again, veteran team. They knew right away the zone was there. Hadn't seen much of it, but knew how to execute. Overloaded the side, had 2-play-1, extra pass, triple.
This Florida State team played 3 overtime games last year. A lot of the same players, and they won all 3 of them. Skylar Mays needs it and gets it. Rattles in a 3. Skylar Mays' big day continues. He's got 19.
Really a composed young man. Phenomenal player. Always in control of his body and his mind working together. More of that weave action.
Yep.
Make them communicate. If they're going to switch, if they're going to stay, make them work hard.
Walker falls. Kicks it to Mann. He's got 6 on the shot clock. Polite with 5. No good. Offensive rebound. Terrence Mann.
The 15th offensive board. 2 already in overtime.
LSU has 3 offensive rebounds. Maybe the difference between a mature team and a young team.
Yeah, the team that's fighting to win every possession and understanding how critical it is to close out possessions.
Another one.
Excuse me. Yeah, offensive rebound.
17 offensive rebounds, and it just feels like they've had the ball the entire overtime. Cabangeli has done that before today, and he's made him. He misses that one.
Oh, wow.
Mann was there. They're going to call it off. LSU Mays. And Mann pumps his fist. That hustle led to a turnover from LSU.
The thing about that, too, that hurts, Carl, and you said it, they've had the ball for the majority of the overtime, is you just have to keep playing defense. You have to keep re-upping. This is like a minute and 20 seconds straight of defending. That is so hard in an overtime game. And look, these guys know what it's about. They're fighting, they're competing. LSU's got to match their physicality, match their intensity on the boards right now. They were fortunate early in the game that it didn't really bite them, but now it is.
Wide open 3, good 3-point shooter, but Polite misses. Another offensive rebound, and here's another one. They're heading towards 20 offensive rebounds. And that was, in fact, their 20th.
I think they've got 7 on this possession. Maybe I'm exaggerating, maybe I'm not, I don't know.
At some point, you're going to recognize you've given Florida State too many chances, but a travel. Polite thought he kept his pivot foot, but he didn't. And in spite of all those efforts, Only a 2-point lead for Florida State.
Absolutely right. And now with that group you have on the court, Forrest, MJ Walker, Terrence Mann, the last guy you want trying to dribble around and create was Anthony Polite. He's got to understand that. He was just forcing a bad position.
Tremont Waters splits it. Oh, what a shot by Tremont Waters to tie it up.
Outstanding ball handling and balance. He took a big bump by Polite when he went by him, able to control his body, contort it, and finish. Holy cow.
Walker sees the crease, he loses it, and it's LSU basketball. Take a look at Tremont Waters.
Jinx, buy me a Coke. Goes through the contact by Polite. They could have called that on the ground, didn't matter. Crosses him up, able to lean off him and then show the ball up and under. Wow.
Pretty.
And for Florida State, conversely, back-to-back possessions, guys forcing the issue. You don't need to. Back-to-back turnovers.
Too much dribbling. Evan Williams played some really impactful minutes down the stretch. He's on the bench now. And Mays goes one-on-one. Around and out, gets his own rebound. And he tried to turn it back. He thought he had fooled him, and instead, Forrest was there. No good. Mann gets it. He thought about doing the same thing, and he nearly lost it. Mays grabbed his own rebound, started to dribble out, and then reversed, lost it. Mann nearly duplicated that.
Smart play by Mann, to be honest, to corral it, control it, because it was going to happen. If he tried to do the same thing, he was going to get ripped.
Terrence Mann, first free throw of the game. No good.
Carl, an old wise man once told me, foul shots win ball games. Waters missed one at the end that could have made it a three-point game. Florida State having the opportunities here, struggled as well.
And this is a good free throw shooting team. 1 of 2, it's a 1-point game.
Got the mismatch they wanted now.
Ooh, long cross-court pass. Skylar Mays settled it. Naz Reid with 10 on the shot clock. Waters has Kabengele on him. He drives it, and then he throws it away. Forrest has a 2-on-1 with Terrence Mann. And Mann with the lead pulls it back. Now Forrest. Oh, he left it for Mann. They're going to call a foul. Ooh, they got away with it there.
But this is, again, understanding the game. There's 19 on the shot clock, 19 on the game clock left at that point. Just pull it out. Mann was right to begin with. Get it out of there. They're going to have to foul you. As you mentioned, they are a good foul shooting team, although they've missed a couple opportunities. There's just no reason to do that.
No, that drop down, and they really got a break with that foul call. We'll see if Mann can convert 2. Terrence Mann picks up point number 8 for Leonard Hamilton. Second one good, so a 3-point game, 19 seconds to go.
Press them, don't foul, make them turn a little bit, waste some time, switch everything, don't allow a 3. For LSU, get something going to the basket.
Waters leans in, and there's going to be 3 free throws, and it looks like Polite may have hurt his ankle. He's grabbing his left ankle. Waters will, if he's okay, go to the free throw line.
Tell you what, heady play by Waters.
Not sure if that's what Will Wade yelled to him, but Will Wade yelled something right before it, and perhaps it was to do that.
Oh, geez, the ankle rolled right over. I mean, no doubt it's a foul. That's obvious. But now Waters, who missed that free throw again, to put them up 3, that would have secured at least a tie in terms of they made a 3-point shot, which Florida State didn't have to do. He's going to return to the line now with a chance to tie this game up.
14 of 18 on the season from the free throw line, including today. He gets 3 shots to tie the game up. One more to tie it. If you're Leonard Hamilton, do you call timeout in a tie game? And if not, who do you go to?
My veteran team, I'm letting them go. And with this group right now, MJ Walker's been a guy that has performed and turned it over last time he drove, but I think I'm giving Walker high screen, try to get him going downhill. See if he can deliver.
Makes all three, and there was never a doubt about any of it. It's not Hamilton who calls the timeout, it's Will Wade who calls the timeout for LSU.
Which I like that a lot. Again, young team, let's get them set, mate. They make sure they understand everything here.
We're in the man, we're in the zone.
I would assume they're going to be in the man too, but that's something you got to clarify. Here's the defense we're in. Here's where defense within that man. Are we going to switch? Okay, we're switching 1 to 5. Communicate them. You're going to talk through all the different scenarios right now to make sure that everybody is square on what you're doing and how you're handling certain screening action.
All right, back for the last 11 and a half seconds. Really good one. 76-76. Earlier today, Eric Pascal, 22 points. Phil Booth, 20. Villanova, a winner, 77-58 over Oklahoma State. Sunday, again, Sunday, an off day tomorrow, but Sunday at 1, they will play the winner of this one. And this one is far from being decided, 76-76. It'll be Florida State ball. Trying to go to 5-0 on the season. If you're Leonard Hamilton, what's your play now?
I'm getting Cabagnelli to set a screen. Hopefully, I want to get the ball kind of getting thrown towards midcourt if you can. Don't waste time walking it up necessarily. I want a screening action for MJ Walker, try to get him going downhill. They've gone under a lot of screens. If MJ feels he can make that shot and get it off with about 4 seconds left, the only offensive rebound opportunity most likely would be for LSU, 3 or 4 seconds left. You're fine. They've gone under. If they go over that, maybe he can turn the corner. Maybe he can facilitate for himself or a teammate. But he's been a guy that's been effective in this game.
Trent Forrest has been very aggressive as well. Number 3 for Florida State. He's been a big player and factor late.
See LSU showing a press right now. They're going there 2-2-1. They don't necessarily trap out of this. They want to waste some time. We'll see if they can waste some time and then execute back into a good defense. They usually drop back into a zone. We'll see what they do here.
They get it to Forrest.
We're in zone.
In the corner, 3. Cabagnelli gets the friendly roll with a half a second to go. Florida State sets it up for big 25, and he knocked it down thanks to the rim.
They've gone zone a couple times, and they've been able to get shooters in the corners by overloading. And in that 2-2-1, as I mentioned, they like to go back zone. They did that. Florida State, sometimes that you can become shocked by that. You can kind of hold up and try to figure it out. They didn't do that. They just kept pushing the ball and playing. And Cabagnelli comes wide open in the corner and knocks it down.
I mean, of all the three-point shooters on the team, the nephew of Dikembe Mutombo, who hadn't taken a 3 before this game, gets the friendly roll.
They make 2 play 1. They come off the screen. They screen the zone. Skylar Mays slides up, which means Bigby Williams has to get out there and cover the corner quicker. Whether you call it Xing, whatever you call it on your defense, when the middle man in the back of the zone, they overload it and you got to get out there. It's got to be a dead sprint. And in that situation, you have to take away that shot. He did not do it. And, of course, he got a pretty friendly roll.
Sure did. So just 0.5 left on the clock. They're looking at it to see if any time needs to be added. Cabagnelli picks up his 15th point on that three-pointer. And it was his second 3 of the game.
You actually see Bigby Williams hesitate a little bit. He recognized the scenario, but he didn't go right away.
Right.
I think he just got to go. You have to trust your instincts and trust that you know you've done it enough times. You can get out there. From a senior, you'd hope he would do that.
Now, they're not going to get nearly as good a look as they did at the end of regulation when Naz Reid had a three-pointer from basically the top of the key to win the game.
If they do get that look, something went seriously wrong.
Went bad.
I don't think that's going to happen with the veteran team. I think Leonard Hamilton's going to put a bigger body on the ball. You never want to get them a free release. They can run the baseline on the made shot. You know, be aware of what's going on around you. You do not want to foul. Go straight up and make a guy catch the ball going away from their hoop and just throw a heave. That's your goal. If you're LSU, you want to catch it going toward your basket, and if you're catching on the run towards half court, and ideally you get that ball thrown deep to one of your bigs down there that might be able to go up and catch it, turn, and shoot. Naz Reid does help you in this situation because he's a big that can shoot the ball if you can hit him on a pass. But there's not enough time to catch and flip. Nope. You got to be able to literally catch, turn, and shoot.
Yep.
See Kevin Nelly rating already to be the guy on the ball and get big.
And get big. Your point is, Kumaje could have been brought in here at 7-4.
Yeah, I think he should have been. I said it, in the regulation we talked about it.
Looks like you're going to let Waters get it. He sets a screen. They do not call a foul on that play they were looking for. No, and I think it would have been only a 2. I don't think he had both foot clear, so Florida State gets the victory, improves to 5-0, and they start this season off by doing what they did 3 times last year, winning in overtime.
And again, I think experience won out here. The last 4 minutes of this game, Florida State took a punch and they were able to counter punch. They were able to come on, be the aggressor. LSU was trying to find a way on their heels to be able to hold on to this thing, and they could not quite do it. And then in the overtime session, just getting crushed on the defensive glass. I mean, when you do your job and you get this team to miss shots, you have to clean it up. That is backbreaking to happen over and over and over again, and to fall short. Will Wade's team will learn a lot from this, but this one's going to sting. Beyondu
Kabengele, the 6'10 sophomore, redshirt out of Burlington, Ontario, Canada. Off the rim, and the Advocare player of the game is number 25 in white. 15 points on 5 of 12 shooting. His first 2 3-pointers of the season.
Tons bigger than that one. I don't know if he had a bigger one this year. An overtime game, another ranked opponent. You're on national TV, a big opportunity to play for a championship tomorrow. I mean, a lot at stake here early in the season. And he hit a huge shot.
So Sunday it'll be Villanova, the defending national champion, against Florida State, the Seminoles, trying to stay perfect. They improved to 5-0 with the victory here. LSU and Oklahoma State in another one of those track meets will be the 3rd place game. For Dallin Cuff and our entire crew, that'll do it for us from here. I'm Carl Ravitch. College Basketball Live scoreboard comes up now as our Feast Week continues. Kevin Connors is back in the studio, and we will send it from ESPN's Wide World of Sports to the ESPN studios in Bristol.